Happy Monday, everybody. I wanted to show you all some videos that I found from last week and into the weekend that go over some very hard-hitting topics that I feel like need to be discussed. And the first video I'm going to show you is from the Florida Surgeon General and what he decided to announce last week.
But what I'm most excited about is an announcement that we're going to make, that we're making now, which is that the Florida Department of Health, in partnership with the governor, is going to be working to end all vaccine mandates in Florida law. All of them. All of them.
And of course, after this video was released,
well, then everyone loses their minds.
And it seems like the people that are losing their minds about this are, of course, the vaccinated, which is always very strange to me because if you're vaccinated, what are you worried about the unvaccinated for? I mean, seriously, because the vaccines, in theory, they're supposed to prevent you from getting illness and disease from what you're vaccinated from. So if that's true, you should have no concern about the unvaccinated. And then, of course, Trump had a video about this where he was telling us to heed on the side of caution. So let's take a gander at his video and let me know your thoughts on this one.
I think we have to be very careful. Look, you have some vaccines that are so amazing. The polio vaccine, I happen to think, is amazing. A lot of people think that COVID is amazing. You know, there are many people that believe strongly in that. But you have some vaccines that are so...
Wow. So the two vaccines he decided to choose were the polio vaccine and the COVID vaccine. So let's talk about the polio vaccine and how it didn't actually cure polio. And during the time when there was polio outbreak, and if you don't believe me, you can check out Dissolving Illusions. Great book. It will literally elucidate all this information. But DDT was being implemented in everything. And so people, farm animals, dogs, cats, they were all having polio-like symptoms. And of course, once the polio vaccine was implemented and DDT was removed, all of these things went away. And in that book, it talks about all of this. And not only that, but it tells you in there that people that got true polio were, I think it was 95 to 99% were asymptomatic. So 95 to 99% of people were asymptomatic. That's very strange. And then the second one, the COVID vaccine, well, I think we all kind of know where that one's going, right? Because the same type of narrative was being pushed back then. If you get vaccinated, you're not going to get COVID. You're going to be fine. And then all of a sudden, people started getting COVID that were vaccinated. So they started switching the blame on the unvaccinated, saying that the unvaccinated were giving the vaccinated COVID. Which again, if you're vaccinated from this, how is it possible that the unvaccinated are giving you COVID or any other illness or disease? And to wrap us up, we have a great video from Joe Rogan and Bryan Callen, and they had this very discussion over the weekend, which honestly was pretty disturbing to me because Bryan Callen's biggest argument during this discussion was that Joe Rogan shouldn't be talking about this. He's not an expert. He was mocking him, basically saying he was Mr. Scientist, all these things. And it's like, okay, if we're going to follow that rule, Bryan Callen, Mr. Comedian, then we all shouldn't be talking about this because none of us are really experts in this. And the ones that are experts or scientists, claiming at least that they are experts or scientists in these fields, are lying to us. And the only person that seems to really be showing the truth of this is literally that book of Dissolving Illusions. So let's watch the video and let me know what you think.
Let's get to the bottom
It's
of
like
that.
anorexia.
What's causing all that? How come 1 in every 12 kids who's a boy in California has autism now? Because that's what's going on. That's what's going on in California, which has one of the strictest fucking vaccine policies. 1 in 12. Did I say vaccines cause autism? Maybe I will have
Well, RFK's getting to that, yeah.
Yeah.
And now Florida doesn't demand vaccines
Yeah,
for kids.
that's dangerous to me.
Yeah.
I knew you'd jump on that train.
Of course, it's dangerous, Brian. What are you
It is.
talking about?
Tetanus,
All vaccines.
tetanus.
Tetanus.
should we
No,
still-
no,
should we
no,
just
no,
go down
no.
the road we're
You
on?
need to bail on the tetanus thing because
What do you
Suzanne
mean?
Humphreys.
Educate his ass.
Suzanne Humphreys explained tetanus.
She's not a
She's like,
vaccinologist. I know that woman.
What are you talking about? So you're saying we
She's a
shouldn't have
medical
vaccines?
doctor that absolutely understands tetanus. She said tetanus, all you have to do is keep the wound open and clean it.
Oh, that's
you
such
don't,
bullshit.
It's not
Oh my
bullshit.
God,
It's
what
not bullshit. Do you know how many people die of tetanus
Holy
every year?
fucking
Very
shit.
few.
What about
Just
Okay,
stop.
so let me ask you a question, Mr. Joe Rogan, Mr. Scientist. Are you saying that we shouldn't
Don't
have...
do that. Don't
Oh,
call me Mr. Scientist. I'll start mocking you, and it's so much easier to
are
mock
we-
you.
And that was good of Joe Rogan to shut that down because, again, like, you're basically saying because you're not an expert that nobody else should be talking about it, including yourself. So that's not how these things work, is that all of us are trying to figure out what's real, what's not real in today's society, because we are literally in the age of confusion where doctors, scientists, all these people that are claiming to be experts are telling us these things. And then we're finding out that they're wrong, that all of their information is very outdated and antiquated, and that it's actually very harmful to do this. And so that's why I'm here, is to have this discussion, because I've been researching this quite a bit. And I used to be all for vaccines. I used to think, yeah, vaccines are great. And then COVID hit and I was like, something is awry. Something isn't right here. And of course, now I'm having this discussion, and you should too. Comment down below what your thoughts, your feelings are, even if you disagree with me. I would love to have these discussions with you because that's what you're supposed to do. This is how it becomes part of the collective consciousness and things change. If we decide not to do that, nothing ever changes. And I know we all want change right now because the world is crazy. It's insane. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's fake. You don't know anything anymore because there's so much information that's coming through. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I created this channel.